Hi, I'm Jessica, and today I'll walk you through a 30-minute yin unwinding practice. Go ahead and find some props if you feel you'll need them. Maybe a couple blocks, maybe a bolster or a pillow, or a folded blanket, whatever works. And let's get started in child's pose. On the mat, we'll come and touch our toes behind us, sink our hips down low, and keep our knees as wide as we can, knowing that we'll be in this posture for a few minutes. And go ahead and walk your hands down in front of you, and sinking those hips down, navel comes down to the mat, forehead rests on the ground. Go ahead and take a wide stretch through those shoulders, squaring them, opening the heart, and just sinking the chest and the abdomen down low, and find your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe sitting down a little deeper with each breath. Breathe in the nose and out the nose. Nice and even breaths. Just forget about all the stresses of the day and allow yourself this 30 minutes to unwind and be grounded. Inhale up to seated. We'll do a fire log on the right. So you're going to sit up nice and tall. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, turn to your right. Left hand comes on the right knee. Right hand pushes up off the mat, giving your spine length. Crown towards the sky. Sits bones both on the ground evenly. And give yourself a nice twist. Breathing. Always breathing. And twisting. Inhale and exhale. Maybe twist a little deeper on an inhale. And exhale. One more big inhale and exhale. Come to the front. Arms come up on an inhale. Twist to the left. Pushing off with the right hand on the left knee. Bolstering yourself up with that left hand on the ground. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Twisting a little deeper. Maybe switching the legs so the other foot is on top this time. Twist a little deeper. Breathing steadily. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. We'll come up to tabletop. We're gonna go into a resting lizard on the right side. So let's go ahead and lunge forward, step forward, squaring the hips off. The left leg comes behind you, top of the left foot rests on the mat. Right knee in the front is over the ankle. You might want to use a block because we're going to go ahead and rest down on our hands and elbows. Give yourself a nice stretch down the right hamstring, the left hip flexor. Go ahead and just find a comfortable position and stay here for a few minutes. You always have the option of putting your elbows or your forehead on a block or a bolster. But if you can go deeper, go ahead and just rest those elbows on the mat. If you need the ground to come closer to you, go ahead and use that block. Otherwise, just find your breath again and sink down into that mat. Inhale, big, and exhale, big. We're going to take a twisted lizard now. So go ahead and on an inhale, come up a little and let's shake it out in tabletop. And then we'll come back to lizard on the right. This time we'll take a twist so the right hand comes on the right knee, pushing off with that left hand on the mat. Give yourself a nice twist. Go ahead and reach that arm up towards the sky. Eyes can follow. Always breathing. Right arm can come back down to the mat. Go ahead and pull that leg in the back up for a variation of mermaid, if you can. Inhale and exhale. Remember, our breath helps us hold a posture longer. Breathe through it. If you need to release that foot, you can. Otherwise, let's stay here and find our breath. Maybe gazing upward toward the sky. Inhale and exhale. A few more times. And let's come up into Malasana or Yogi Squat. So step forward and let those heels sink down into the mat. Arms come into prayer hands. Knees open wide. Sink down into those hips. Keep your balance. Remember to open up that chest. If you need to, grab a block. You can sit on the block if you'd like. It's definitely not an easy posture. Otherwise, go ahead and squeeze the glutes. Press the heels into the ground, and remember pressing those knees open while keeping that chest high and the crown reaching towards the sky. Always breathing will help you stay focused and steady. And keep breathing in the nose and out the nose. In the nose and out the nose. And let's come out of this Down to all fours, shake it out. We'll go into lizard on the left, resting lizard. So bring that left foot forward, right knee and the top of your right foot are now in the back of the mat, resting, pressing against that mat firmly. That front leg has the knee over the ankle. Make sure your hips are square, and then go ahead and take the resting portion by bringing your elbows and hands down onto the mat or resting yourself on a block or a bolster. Breathe in. Maybe sink a little deeper as you exhale. You can always release a little bit if needed, or sink a little deeper and stretch that hamstring and hip flexor. On an inhale, we'll come up for the twisted portion. So with your left hand, press it against your left knee. Open that up nice and wide. Twist, maybe gaze up toward the sky. Pushing off with your right hand. And just opening that chest, shoulders are wide, heart is open. And go ahead and reach up toward the sky with your left arm. Gaze follows. Inhale and exhale, keeping the hips squared, pressing down into that mat with your right foot and your right knee. Inhale and exhale. Grab that foot if you can and pull up for a variation of mermaid. Try to hold it the entire time if you can. Breathing through it, focusing on your breath will always help. And inhale and exhale. Keep the steady breath. Inhale and exhale, coming back into Malasana or Yogi Squat. Sink those hips. Knees open wide. Find your balance, hands to heart. Open that chest, pushing down into the heels. And really engaging the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads. The inner thighs are engaged as you're pressing those knees out and keeping your balance. Maybe close your eyes and just find your breath. Inhaling and exhale, nice and big. We'll come to all fours for tabletop and come into some cat-cows. So shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. And we'll go ahead and arch the back, looking up, toes pressing into the mat for cow. Breathing, inhale and exhale, arch the back for cat. Maybe toes come flat to the mat and back into cow on your inhale and exhale. Arch the back. And let's sink down into the left foot. We're taking a split on the right. Nose comes to the knee if possible, pointing that right toe in front of you. Exhaling down, maybe a little deeper. Inhale and exhale a little deeper. Steadying yourself with your hands on the mat. Maybe if you don't want to sink quite so low, you could come up a little higher, really stretching that hamstring of that right leg. Big breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale, coming up a little. We'll take a twist, reach up high with the right arm toward the sky, gaze follows, breathing, steadying yourself with that left hand if needed. Just trying to keep your balance. And exhale, let's bring it down and do it on the left side. Inhale, left foot comes out, toes pointed. Exhale, sinking down into the hips and sitting back on the right foot, or stay a little higher if you'd like, really releasing that hamstring and stretching it nice and good. Nose to the knee. Inhale, exhale, go a little deeper. Steady yourself with your hands if needed. Toe pointed. And remember, if you've gone too deep, you can always go up, releasing these poses a little bit if needed. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to take a twist, pressing down on that right hand and reaching up toward the sky with the left. Gaze follows, twisting and balancing. Just unwinding with that breath. Inhale a few more times. Exhale. One more big inhale. And exhale. Let's come down into seated. To staff. Go ahead and get yourself nice and even on those sits bones. Reach the arms up high and touch the toes, the bottoms of the feet. Maybe you've got a micro bend in the knees, or maybe you can straighten them. Either way, just breathe through it. In through the nose as you reach up a little higher, and exhale. Grabbing those feet a little closer. If you need to grab a bolster or a pillow to place on your legs, that's fine, or a block. Maybe a couple blocks on each sides of the legs would help you if your hamstrings are too tight to go all the way down. Do whatever works for you. This is your practice. I'm just here to guide you through it. Go ahead and reach one more time. Nice big inhale and exhale down, grabbing those feet. Maybe for a deeper stretch. Sink the knee or sink the nose into the knees a little deeper. Few more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, last breath. Now on an inhale, we'll come up for wide-legged forward fold. otherwise known as dragonfly in yin. So bring those legs to a nice wide V, as wide as you can. And we will be walking our hands out and resting them on the mat. Grab a block if needed. Use it long ways or shorter or not at all. The key to this is to breathe into the posture. So big inhale and deep exhale as you sink lower. And just hang out here for a little bit. You might go a little deeper in a minute. And just find your breath. You don't want to have pain. You do want to feel stretching and breathe through the stretches, but you don't want pain. So if you can, go a little deeper. If not, let's inhale up to seated. We'll take a reverse tabletop. So you're going to sit back, press your feet down into the ground, pressing the hips up and pressing down through the palms, releasing your neck, pressing the entire time up through your hips, squaring the knees and the legs, keeping those thighs parallel to the mat, and always pressing down through the feet and through the hands. Breathing, don't forget to breathe. Nice and steady. We'll just stay here for about 30 more seconds. Squeezing those glutes, engaging the quads, the hamstrings. You're pretty much using every muscle right now. The abdomen. Breathing in the nose and out the nose. And release. Back down to the mat. We'll take a happy baby, so let's roll down to our backs. And on an inhale, we'll bring our feet up toward the sky, sinking the hips and the knees down. Grab your feet with the hands on the outsides of your feet. Shoulders are pressed nice and evenly down into the mat. Spine is also flat onto the mat. And go ahead and just put some pressure by pressing those feet down maybe a little deeper. And just hang out here. Happy baby is a very restorative, relaxing pose. Very good for stress relief. It's a posture we should all do every single day. Remember your breath. Couple more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Let's release that left leg down. Right leg can stay bent for a supine twist. So go ahead and release your left leg down and reach out with your right arm. Left arm can press that knee down. You're going to twist to the left but look toward the right. Going to keep both shoulders flat on the ground. If one of your shoulder blades are coming off the mat, you want to maybe release the twist a little bit. And always looking toward the right and twisting to the left. Breathing. So you're on that left hip. Inhale. And exhale, release and switch sides. Right leg comes straight, left leg bends. You're going to pull on that left leg to the right side, this time looking towards your left. Left arm comes out straight, shoulder blades both on the mat. So now you're pulling towards your right, but looking towards your left. And arms can come out, or one hand can grab the bent knee. You're now just resting on that right hip, keeping that left leg straight out in front of you, really engaging the glutes and the abs. Inhale, nice and big. Exhale. Inhale one more time. And let's bring both legs to the chest, knees bent. We'll do the wind relieving pose by constricting everything, by hugging the knees so tightly, maybe grabbing a hold of both elbows. Inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead and release for our final pose, Shavasana. Legs come out in front of you. Let the weight of your legs fall towards the outsides of your mat. Palms toward the sky. Close the eyes. Relax the face, the jaw, the lips. Breathing very steadily. Maybe checking in with your spine, your shoulder blades, your biceps, your elbows, your forearms, your hamstrings, your knees, your calves, and your feet. Just allow yourself to melt down into the earth and return to your breath. Feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like, or maybe start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the hands, turn to your side, and carefully and slowly come up to half lotus. Take a prayer hands. It's been my pleasure to guide you today. Thank you so much for allowing me. Be well. Namaste.